Are you looking for emergency or portable power? Let's talk about an option here. Hi, I'm Jonathan, the Provident Prepper. We field lots of questions from people wanting to know how they can run critical equipment during an emergency, or maybe they just need some portable power. Well, whether you're trying to run kitchen equipment or power or charge electronics, or maybe you have medical equipment that you need to operate during an emergency, these little portable power stations can just do a great job. Let's talk through this. These portable power stations are basically a big battery that allows you to store energy, and then that energy can be converted back into household power through an inverter that's built into this, or you can charge things like through your USB ports or through a 12-volt outlet like you would have in your car. So this provides you a wide variety of options as far as being able to run critical equipment. These power banks are charged using household power when it's available, but obviously we're talking about emergencies here, and so you want another source to be able to charge this when this battery runs low. That's where the solar panels come in. Some of these power stations will come with solar panels and some will not, so you need to just check that out as you go. But the first thing you're going to need to do is decide, what are my critical needs? Obviously you don't want to buy something that's huge and way bigger than you need, but you also don't want to undersize this and think that you're going to be able to run some important things and then not be able to do it. So sizing that is really important. An easy way to figure out how much energy an appliance uses is by using a little power consumption meter. These are available online in stores. They only run usually between $15 and $40 depending on the quality and the brand. You can plug this into the wall and then plug whatever you're trying to measure into this, and it will tell you how much it's using on an instantaneous basis and how much it uses over time. So those are great pieces of information that allow you to figure this out. This particular unit is the Generark Solar Generator. Now this unit is a little bit bigger than most of them. It has about 1,000 watt-hours of energy in it. Right now you can hear the fan as this charges, and sometimes in the discharging process there's excess heat that's built up in there. That fan that you can hear helps to clear that heat out and keep the system cool. So each of these solar panels just folds out. It's got a magnetic clasp on it, and then on each one of these there is a little pocket that holds the cabling and the combiner cable, so that when you're using two you can put them both into one. And this is all just very compact and takes care of everything that you need right there. So here's the power station and 200 watts of solar, and although I wouldn't want to carry this several miles, I could certainly carry it several blocks to help out a neighbor. It could also throw in the car very easily if we were to evacuate. So let's look at the front panel of this thing. Right here you've got the inputs. So this is where you're going to be charging this unit. In this case, we're using this charger that is using household power. If the power were down, then I'd be using solar panels, and I would be charging either through this same input or in the Anderson power connector spot here. On the DC side here, you can see we've got the 12-volt outlet, similar to what you have in your car. We also have two USB-C ports. We've got a 5-volt 2.4 amp USB port and also the quick charge USB port that are available for charging your phone and other small electronics. Over on this side you've got your AC panel, and you can see I've got the blender plugged in here, the toaster plugged in here, and the laptop plugged in here. So you can be running several things at once, again just remembering that you only have a certain amount of capacity that you have to use. Here again you can hear the fan that comes on. That just helps keep the unit cool and make sure that we don't overheat something. Let me show you just how easy it is to use this portable power station. We're simply going to plug in our cord, we're going to hit the AC, and we are ready to provide whatever is needed to take care of our family.
Okay, for me, I've told John that when the power goes out, there are two things that I don't want to live without. One is my bread maker, and two is my washing machine. And so he has to prove to me that this will make sure that I don't have to knead my bread by hand. Okay.
Ready?
doesn't go the 8 minutes that it needs to in order to totally knead this whole wheat bread that I have.
You can see that the bread mixer is using somewhere around 180 watts of energy. At that rate, you could use this power bank for about 5 hours without damaging anything, and that would take it down to about 20%.
Okay, it's been 8 minutes, and my bread dough is beautiful. So, it passed the test.
Yes, it did, in fine fashion. We started out at about 92% capacity on here, and I think we're right now at about 90 or 91%. So it used a little bit of the energy out there, but, and you don't have to put your energy consumption meter on there, but I like to measure everything.
Such a geek.
I am a total geek. I like to know what things use. I learn a lot from learning from these things.
From measuring everything.
From measuring, yes. So anyway, it did a great job. It got the job done, and we'll try some other things too. Cooking normally takes a huge amount of energy, and so we don't normally recommend that you cook while using electricity on a backup power system. But one way that you could accomplish that is with an induction plate, and as long as you had it on a lower setting, normally this plate would draw about 1800 watts, but you can use it on a lower setting and it will draw somewhere in the neighborhood of about 900 to 1000 watts, which is right at the maximum of what this should use, but it would work and it would get the job done nicely. And this induction cooker cooks really quickly. Our beans are now piping hot. This took about 20 minutes to accomplish, and we used about 16% of our battery bank. So normally, like I said, this was not something that we would normally do, but it could be done if you needed to. One thing that I really like about the Generark Solar Generator is that it does come with a 5-year warranty. A lot of appliances on the market these days only have a 6-month or 1 year or maybe a 2-year warranty. This has a 5-year warranty, and that gives me some peace of mind. This unit runs about $1,000 for the power bank itself, and you can get packages around $1,500 that includes the solar panels to charge it. And I would certainly get the solar panels. That's the reason you're buying this, is for backup power. You would want some solar to put into this so that you have the complete package and the ability to operate in an emergency. We will leave a link in the description. If you're interested further, check out the link and that'll take you to Generark Solar Generators. There's great peace of mind that comes from having some backup power. We have a couple of members of our family that need a nebulizer occasionally to help them with breathing. The ability to run that is priceless to us. And we have neighbors and friends who are also on some kind of medical equipment, and it's so comforting to know that we can call them up and say, hey, do you need the power station? And we can take it to them to help get through a crisis. We live in a world that is so dependent upon electricity, and we sometimes forget until it's gone. So whether it's a long-term outage or a short-term outage, you figure out what your critical needs are and how you're going to meet those needs. More power to you. And now for the question of the day. How are you going to power your critical needs? Comment below. And thanks for being part of the solution.